So, Mr. Beast just unveiled plans to release an AI thumbnail creator, and people are not happy. Well, I say just, it was actually 5 days ago, which is basically multiple years in internet time, but it was fairly recently is all I'm saying. I'm sorry, I'm slow, okay? But to return to the topic at hand, Mr. Beast has this website called ViewStats, where he's recently added an option to use AI to create thumbnails for your videos to maximize engagement, and this obviously has upset quite a lot of people. The most obvious criticism of this is that using AI to create these thumbnails obviously prevents real artists from making them and takes away jobs from that market. And really, any other criticism you can think of AI in general would apply here. Mr. Beast has also faced criticism from Jacksepticeye specifically because, for some reason, while promoting this new AI tool, Mr. Beast used Jacksepticeye's channel logo. This is particularly odd because Jacksepticeye has been openly critical of Mr. Beast in the past, but on top of this, Mr. Beast seemingly did not make any attempt to inform Jack that he was going to use his channel logo to promote his new AI tool, which is just an odd decision. I don't know if it'd have to or anything, but you just expect someone to do that. And Jack has made a tweet being openly critical of Mr. Beast's decision to do this, stating he hates what this platform's turning into. Many other creators also commented below Jack's post showing support for what he said, including DanTDM. One of the most controversial elements of this new tool is the face swap feature, and what this essentially means is it allows you to put your face over the thumbnail of another creator featuring their face. So imagine a Mr. Beast thumbnail, he's there in the center, oh, it's me, Mr. Beast, but then I put my face over it, and now I'm like, oh, it's actually my thumbnail. And this is kind of concerning because it seems to be an inbuilt feature that allows you to steal other people's thumbnails, replace them with you, and then essentially use it to make a very similar video. It also further feeds into the image that Mr. Beast is just a soulless corporation at this point with no personal passion behind it. Initially, Mr. Beast did try and defend his actions, suggesting this new tool would allow smaller creators to get into YouTube without the big pressure of creating a thumbnail. And to some extent this is accurate because the AI probably creates far better thumbnails than me, which means in practice it would be beneficial to new creators. But at the same time, it's kind of a skill of YouTube. It's an aspect of doing it that you should learn, I suppose many would say, rather than something that should just be done. Or if it is going to be done for you, you should pay a real person, not a robot. And that actually quite smoothly brings me to another point, that being that Mr. Beast was going to profit off of this. And I think that kind of takes a bit away from the idea that he's doing it purely to help small creators. And I'm not suggesting he should have to run this for free, but ultimately what he's doing is taking away work from actual artists and profiting himself, not just running some charity to benefit small creators. However, it's also important to acknowledge Mr. Beast seemingly saw the merit of this criticism and has since taken down the AI tool. However, it must also be considered there's a decent chance that he just did this to avoid public backlash, given basically no one supported him throughout this entire situation. But overall, regardless of Mr. Beast's motivation for removing the tool, I think we should just all be glad he did. There were also smaller criticisms of him stemming from this event, the most notable being regarding him previously criticising Mr. Beast clones from other countries. Those channels that were basically just Mr. Beast, but for wherever they were from, and that used very, very similar thumbnails to him, and copy his video ideas maybe with slight variations, and I think it was definitely fair for him to criticise them for that. However, his AI tool was effectively doing the same thing with thumbnails for the entire platform, taking essentially anyone's thumbnail and repurposing it with slight variations to fit your own purposes, which is basically what the Mr. Beast clones were doing to Mr. Beast's own content, so it seems quite hypocritical now for Mr. Beast to basically create a tool that does what those clones did. But ultimately, as I said before, whatever Mr. Beast's motivations for going back on it were, he did in the end. So, to what extent you want to continue being mad at him for being hypocritical and for creating this tool in the first place is up to you, but it is important to remember he's no longer continuing to do what he's been criticised for, and that's ultimately all you can ask for, really. And that's basically it for this situation, so I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you have any thoughts you want to leave down in the comments below, feel free to do so. And honestly, please do, it would really help my analytics. And I'm a bit stupid, so I don't fully understand how it would help, but it would make the number go up, and I like when the number go up, so please do that. And thank you for watching. See you next time.